So what is EDC, or everyday carry? In this video, I want to answer that question for you with a very simple breakdown of what everyday carry means, but also share with you 3 major benefits to having an everyday carry system of your own. So welcome back to another video here at Gideonstactical. I'm Aaron, where every week I'm breaking down different gear items with you, showing you the pros and the cons of multi-tools and flashlights and fixed blades and backpacks and all sorts of gear week in, week out, and sharing that with you guys. And I just love the amazing community that we have here. I invite you, if you're not yet a subscriber, to smash that subscribe button and hit that like. And if you have any questions about the content in this video or any other gear or equipment, feel free to leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer for you guys, as well as the awesome community that we have here. Always helps out and gives good information. And so with that, what is EDC? Broken down in simplest form, EDC is a collaboration of different gear items that you deem useful for your life that you carry on your person every day. That means when you head out the door, it's on you. When you go to pick up the kids from school, when you head to the office or your job and business, what you have on you when you go and enjoy your hobbies on the weekend, and all of your life in between. And these gear items can stretch the gambit from, for some people, say a pocket knife, they carry a bandana and say a smartwatch. For other people, it might be a sidearm and a pocket-sized med kit. For others, it may be a multi-tool and a flashlight and their wallet with a little pen and a notepad in it, because that's what they need in their particular environments for the different things that they do, and they found usefulness for that in any combination just to scratch the surface. And if you decide to go down this road of EDC, what I really enjoy about it is that not only is it useful for you and your needs, so your EDC may be very different than mine, and mine may be different than the person next to me, but also that there's so much to learn, and it can really be a rabbit hole, and it can always be modified, changed, and transformed depending on your lifestyle, your hobbies, and how you live and enjoy this life. Now that we've broken down what EDC is, let me share with you 3 reasons why it makes sense for you to have an EDC system of your own. Number 1 is it teaches you self-reliance and preparedness. I can't tell you, when I started about 10 years ago really going into what is an EDC system, starting to build my own, how it changed my perspective on situations, and it began to teach me to be more self-reliant and more prepared for different situations in the life that I'm living. And it has helped me so much in just the perspective. So when I go into a situation, I feel more prepared. I feel that I'm able to rely on myself in certain situations, that I don't necessarily going to need to go get help or need someone else to help me out of a sticky situation. I'm more likely to get it out myself, which is always a benefit. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, but when you are self-reliant and when you are more prepared in your daily living, it just helps make for a more enjoyable experience when you go enjoy a hobby, when you run to the office, or when you're picking up the kids from school, or just going to the playground or the grocery store. And I believe there really is a rewiring that occurs if you begin to really apply this concept to your life in your brain, and you're not always looking for who's going to help me and get me out of this sticky situation, to I can get myself out of this sticky situation. Let me think through this. Let me figure this out. I have this tool, or I have this med kit, or I have this thing that could help me in this particular scenario if it were to happen, or it is happening and now I'm ready. Now, when you're self-reliant and you are prepared, that brings us into the second aspect, number 2, of our EDC system and what it brings to the table, which is that it causes you to be an asset instead of a liability to the people around you. Because so often, if you are unprepared or ill-equipped and you aren't thinking that way, and you maybe don't have, say, a multi-tool and a med kit, or you don't have a firearm and a bandana, name the thing that you may be having, a pocket knife, whatever it may be, the flashlight, what happens is, in a sticky situation, in an emergency situation, or just in your daily living, when you have those things on you, you become the asset to the friends, family, and people around you. You can come in and help in that situation instead of being the person that is needing help and asking for help and I don't know what to do in this situation. You're able to bust out your med kit and help that person that fell in the trail in front of you. That actually happened to me one time. I had a little med kit with me. A little girl really fell hard, scuffed up her leg, and she was bleeding quite badly, and her dad did not have a med kit on her. I did, or on them, and I did. And so I was able to assist, and I became an asset to these people instead of either a hindrance or just a passerby and not really able to do a whole lot. And in that sense, you can really transition yourself to be the person that people rely on, people look to have around. They know that if there's a problem, you're probably going to be able to help in the situation, instead of being like, don't ask him, he doesn't know what he's doing, or don't ask him, he's not prepared, you know, whatever it may be. You become the asset to those around you instead of a liability. So finally, number 3 is it helps you to become more efficient at problem solving. When you have a flashlight on you, let's say, you're able to illuminate a situation and maybe assess what the problem is with your vehicle, or what's up in the attic if you're an inspector of let's say a home, or you're helping out a friend or a buddy, you know, crawl underneath, why isn't, you know, the plumbing working, and you're getting underneath the house to take a look. You're able to solve those problems quicker, more efficiently. If you have your multi-tool on you, you can do some of those simple problems that just maybe require a screwdriver, or say some wire cut and twisted, that you don't have to go, you know, find a toolbox. You don't have to go find a knife to do fill in the blank activity. You're able to do these things, and these simple problems that we face literally every day, probably maybe 10 times a day, are more efficiently solved and quicker solved than if we didn't have an EDC system, and now we're shuffling around in the drawer trying to find that screwdriver that we know is in there somewhere to tighten that thing that fell off, or, you know, reassess this, or, you know, instead of having to try and find band-aids or a med kit, you're able to have it right there with you. And so some of the major benefits to having an EDC system are being able to solve those simple problems much more efficiently that you encounter every day. So guys, I hope that this video has educated you and maybe given you some food for thought. If you already are into EDC, that maybe you can reassess some of the equipment that you have and be like, is this really the most efficient, best suited gear item for my situation to help me check some of these boxes that we've talked about today? Or if you're just brand new to the concept, it's kind of educated you a little bit so you know a little bit more about it. If you're wanting to dive in deeper, there's tons of stuff on YouTube on what EDC is, EDC systems. I've had tons of videos myself that I've put up over the years that I'll have a couple links below, as well as some of my favorite everyday carry items that I personally carry with me on a regular basis will also be in that description box below. And I just appreciate you guys so much for coming over, and I hope that it does really entertain but also inform you guys with every video that you see here week in, week out. Check out the other video popping up. I invite you to check us out on social media as well. That's a way that you can see what's up and coming, other projects I'm working on, and communicate with me in a different way. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.